I'm your host, David Cameo, and we are Squawking Dead, a podcast pulverizing episodes of the Walking Dead universe. I'm here to talk to you about our upcoming Jackbox Games charity livestream, which we're holding on Saturday, February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern US time. Before I even tell you what this is about, you'll want to make sure you've subscribed to both our YouTube and Twitch channels, as well as follow us on ko-fi.com/squawkingdead, because if you find you're interested in attending this fundraising event after I'm done with my spiel, you're going to want to be ready. Your subscriptions and follows majorly support this podcast and enable us to succeed as a podcast anyway, so please take a moment to do that. But before I get into the details, let me catch you up a little and tell you why we're even holding this massive fundraising event. If you've been listening to this podcast regularly, we frequently complained about AMC's scheduling, both this year and last, when it came to airing Fear the Walking Dead alongside The Walking Dead World Beyond. So when Christmas time rolled around and we premiered 4 different episodes in 1 week, we simply had to take a break for a little while. While on break, we managed to get together to play Jackbox games in an attempt to bring back our weekly live stream ritual on Twitch. But going back to Christmas time, it was between Christmas and New Year's Eve when I observed a giveaway a fellow TWD family member, Renee Larchevêque, was holding on behalf of another TWD fan, Vanessa. See, the roof Vanessa and her mom's home partially collapsed, and it wasn't until they hired contractors to try and fix it that they found out the support beam meant to hold the roof up didn't actually go all the way across. On top of the already gross cost of having to actually repair the damage, they were compelled to install a brand new beam in order to prevent this tragedy from ever happening again. What started out as an already pricey $3,000 cost to complete the project quickly racked up to just under $10,000. After noticing that Renee's giveaway barely brought in $300, let alone $3,000, I became agitated. I was imagining how many TWD fans there were on the planet and how many incredible people there are among them, but how noisy social media has become. So much so that a simple giveaway couldn't get the attention of more than a handful of people, literally only 5. But this affected me a lot deeper than that. I bought an apartment with my wife last June. After spending a few $1,000s repainting it and redoing the floors, August rolled around and we were hit with severe thunderstorms. The bathroom flooded. The light fixture, which is where the water came in from, burnt out and needed to be replaced. Other fixtures just stopped working. We had some warping on the wood floors. Walls and ceilings needed to be scraped and repainted. We were saddled with the expense of having to spend even more money than we did the first time. The good news for us is that our homeowner's insurance covered all our expenses. The bad news for Vanessa is that her homeowner's insurance didn't cover a penny of that $10,000 bill, some of which is due after the majority of the work had already been completed. And that's what finally frustrated me. Look, I know replacing light fixtures and refinishing floors, repainting walls isn't the same as a partially collapsed roof, but my wife and I are new homeowners. We effectively emptied out all our bank accounts to make our down payment, so we really didn't have the money to spend. We lived with all that damage for months before our insurance could finally pay out, but Vanessa doesn't have any financial assistance. It wasn't coming for Vanessa and it broke my heart. And seeing Renee try to raise money on her behalf and coming up very short, well, that shattered my already broken heart into tiny pieces. So I pulled out an idea I already had brewing and developed it into a fundraiser, and thus was born our Jackbox Games charity livestream. The original idea is very simple. Every Jackbox game has a limited amount of player slots. If we opened up the floodgates before each game so that people could donate to Vanessa's GoFundMe campaign, we could choose the folks who donated the largest amounts to fill up those slots. We all would have fun playing Jackbox games with the knowledge that we were raising money on Vanessa's behalf. But I got to thinking that it was kind of off-putting to exclude a whole lot of people who simply didn't have the means from playing along with us. We wanted their generosity to mean something more than just an altruistic gesture and to show them a little gratitude for participating. So we decided that whether folks were eligible to play around the Jackbox games or not, every dollar they spent would count as an entry towards a giveaway round. So before each giveaway, after a series of Jackbox games, we would tally each dollar/entry and place it on a wheel to decide who wins the prize. After the wheel determines the winner, we would wipe the slate clean of entries and start over again with a fresh batch of Jackbox games and donations leading up to the next prize. But we didn't stop there. We thought it might be even cooler to give the winners of each game some bragging rights too. So we're rewarding the winner of each game with a free Squawking Dead classic t-shirt of their choice from our merch store. We wanted to make it abundantly clear how much we appreciate you for taking the time out just to make this event as successful as possible. Now that we've gone over how the event is structured, the time has finally come to actually tell you all the prizes that we're giving away. Now, when I ran this by Vanessa, she wasn't about to sit idly by while we throw this event on her behalf. She took an inventory of the things she had and decided to part with some pretty cool treats, most of which came from TWD supply drops. The first few item she dug up was an extra-large black t-shirt depicting Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Negan, artistically portrayed, and a black baseball cap with a red brim emblazed and embroidered with the word Lucille. After digging some more, she also conjured up a 300-piece puzzle with artwork of Michonne on it, a bottle opener in the form of Alpha's belt buckle, and a brown-lined notebook with a facsimile of a King County Sheriff's badge on the front. Still unsatisfied with leaving it there, she donated a Funko Pop depicting the teddy bear girl walker Rick Grimes shoots in the pilot. Renee, too, DM'd me to tell me to give away a Walker Merle Funko Pop. Now this is where it starts to get crazy. Fellow host Sharondy, aka Blazy Gardner on Instagram and Twitter, managed to reach out to a handful of Fear the Walking Dead cast members too. Extremely long story short, Jenna Elfman herself managed to conjure up 2 winter caps that were given out to the cast and crew of Fear the Walking Dead as wrap party gifts, given to them by Location Gourmet for a job well done in season 6. One is in heather gray and the other in navy blue. They both have the words Fear the Walking Dead season 6 embroidered on them, along with a butterfly alongside them. So this is a podcast. It's all audio. I'm really doing my best to try to describe these prizes to you with my words, but it occurs to me that this is the perfect opportunity to tell you to follow us on all our social media. We're basically at Squawking Dead everywhere except for Twitter, which is at squawking_dead. You should also be turning on all post and stories notifications so that you don't miss any of these great things, such as the photos of these prizes. A picture really does say 1,000 words. So a few days later, I found out that one of our Survivors tier members, Eliza Jones, was generous enough to donate artwork she had commissioned from Kirk Manley at BatmanKM on Twitter and Instagram. It's a comic illustration based on a Fear the Walking Dead episode in season 7 titled Breathe With Me. It features Mo Collins as Sarah Rabinowitz, Demetrius Gross as Josiah LaRue, Lenny James as Morgan Jones, and a whole lot of visual elements and walkers that represent this stunning episode. Not only that, but the piece is numbered and signed by Kirk Manley himself. I can't thank Eliza enough for making this happen, and the winner of this prize is in for a real treat. Oh, and in case you were confused about what a Survivors tier member even is, as I mentioned earlier, head on over to ko-fi.com/squawkingdead. We use Ko-fi as a means of listener-generated support for our podcast. On top of the ability to tip us by buying us a coffee, you can also sign up for one of 3 recurring membership tiers, each of which is packed with perks. Eliza is a Survivors tier member. It's our highest tier. It enables her to host an episode breakdown along with us. She's participated in a handful of episodes on camera and mic covering the first trimester of The Walking Dead's 11th season, and it's been such a treat having her on. On the topic of artwork, Linda Peck Athens, who was the interview subject of one of our TWD Family Branches episodes, you really should check that one out, also offered up the choice of an 11x14 print of any of her 40 prints available for purchase on ko-fi.com/fanartlindy. Linda is a terrific human being and an incredible colored pencil artist. You really should check out her work depicting not only actors from the Walking Dead universe, but other fandoms as well. While I was assembling the prizes we had thus far, I thought I would also bring back an oldie but a goodie. The chance to win a shout out from the TWD actor of your choosing on cameo.com. A couple years ago, we created a blog post containing even the most obscure actors, but that post is a little outdated. I'll attempt to bring it up to date before the event if there's time and post it on social media, but it shouldn't be too difficult to decide among your favorites, as many of the actors you want to shout you out should already be on there. Now, if you thought that the giveaway prizes I've already mentioned were all that we have available to win, you thought wrong, my friends. I saved the grand prize for last. In the midst of receiving all these prize donations from everyone, Vanessa DMs me frantically, saying that she had sent a message off to Kari Payton to see if there was anything he could do to help. A few exchanges later, and Kari came whizzing back into her DMs, saying that he managed to get a TWD promotional poster signed by a ton of the main cast, and was still attempting to get more signatures. As of the time of this recording, he managed to get the signatures of the following actors. Obviously himself, Kari Payton, Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Denai Guerrera, Lauren Cohan, Soniqua Martin Green, Christian Seratos, Seth Gilliam, and Greg Nicotero. Now, let me say it again for those of you in the back. King Ezekiel, Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon, Michonne, Maggie Rhee, Sasha Williams, Rosita Espinosa, Father Gabriel Stokes, and, just executive producer and VFX makeup god Greg Nicotero. No big deal. We remain stupefied days later after hearing this. And there you have it. You too have a shot at winning this grand prize, as well as all these other prizes, when you join us in the hopes of raising money on behalf of Vanessa and her mom to cover the incredible financial burden of repairing her partially collapsed roof, as well as the chance at winning some free Squawking Dead merch along with it. So join us on Saturday, February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern US time. Subscribe to both our YouTube and Twitch accounts to tune in to the event. Follow us on ko-fi.com/squawkingdead to be ready to play. Share this podcast or any any of our social media posts promoting this event to get others to chip in and have some fun as well. And please tag other TWD family members in our replies and comments so that they know this event is going on. It would also be great if you could reach out to any cast members to see if they'd like the opportunity to participate or donate something we can give away during the event. Because I can only tell you this much. We may or may not already be having some surprise guests appear on the stream. Wink, wink. You can thank Sharondy for that. Thanks so much for listening this far. And if you like what you heard, please head on over to ratethispodcast.com/squawkingdead. 5 stars and an eggplant is all we need to know how much you love us. But feel free to tell us what you like or what you didn't like, what we got right and what we got wrong. But be sure to tell us after every episode. It really makes a difference. And whether you want to support our amazing work or you just want to know what's going on behind the scenes at Squawking Dead HQ, please be sure to create a Ko-fi.com account and just follow us at ko-fi.com/squawkingdead. You don't need to buy us a coffee or even join a membership tier to receive updates on our upcoming recording sessions or when we drop an unedited episode recording, things we don't normally announce on social media. It gives you the opportunity to decide when and how you want to support us when the time is right. Whether it's to add your thoughts on a given episode in the real-time chat or the chance to participate in the audience during our pre-recorded interview sessions with an upcoming guest. When you follow us, you're already part of the family. I've been your host, David Cameo, and we'll see you on Saturday, February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern US time for our Jackbox Games charity livestream. Let's win some prizes, help out a TWD family member, and just have some fun doing it.